in the NFC East last season, but they might be on the decline this year. ESPN's Bill Barnwell did a statistical analysis and wrote the Dallas is more likely to win about 8 games this year. He points out the fact that the Cowboys won 80% of their close games last year, which is unlikely to happen again. He added that it wouldn't surprise him if the Cowboys are better on a game-by-game basis, but still fail to win 10 games. I definitely want to get Skip's take, but Shannon, first, do you agree with his reasoning?
You still like Mr. Barnwell, right? Skip Bailey, I don't think you like it as much as you did earlier.
Is it my turn?
No, it's not your
Sorry.
turn. No, it's my turn.
Not yet.
Skip, I agree with his conclusion, but I don't agree with him necessarily for the same reasons. I'm not one that says that because something happened last year, it's automatically going to happen the same this year or it's going to be different. You know, you can't make that, and I get it, you know, well, since they went to this format, I think in 2002, this many teams have missed the playoffs after making the playoffs, and I get all that, Skip. The reason why I'm saying I think they're not going to be as good, especially if they don't have one Ezekiel Elliott. I believe that this team is weighted more heavily on Zeke than what you and some of the others would believe, and I'm not as bought in on Dak as you are, especially if they do not have Ezekiel Elliott. I believe Ezekiel Elliott weight, I think it's immeasurable. And you look at him as just a regular running back. And that's what the mistake that a lot of people make because they throw the ball so much. You see these guys throwing for 5,000 and 4,500 plus yards, and you see the big passing days. And you're like, well, everybody can do that. You don't really need the running back. But that's not how the Cowboys built their team. They built their team to be able to run the football and then play action pass off of that. But I also think one of the major reasons, Skipping, is the same thing that we saw with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Skip, you remember they went to the AFC Championship game, and we say, okay, they re-signed the quarterback, Blake Bortles. Blake Horrible, excuse me. Yeah. But anyway, they re-signed him, and it's like, oh, it's just a little better. I say, but here's the thing. If that defense slacks off just a tad, it's over. And that's the problem. That's where I see the big stepping back. Skip, if they step back just a little, the team step back an awful lot. Yep. So I agree with his conclusion. I don't believe they'll be as good as they were last year, but I just don't believe all that analytical say. Well, they won 80% of their close games. Well, I don't buy that. But
it happened.
It did. They won that. But I forgot. They only did that because of that guy. All he does is win.
They got a clutch closer.
Whatever.
Ooh, do they? So, this is about glass half full or half empty. And historically, about half the teams that make the playoffs every year in this league, which is extraordinary, don't make it the next year.
Correct.
And going from 2017 to 2018, 7 of 12 did not make it. Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So are we going to repeat that cycle? Are we going to have 7 of these teams? And again, Barnwell's got other teams. He's got New Orleans. He's got Rams as potential victims of this, you know, this syndrome, right? Okay, so what do I see? What's different about my team? Okay, so all my kids, as in the triplets and the 2 linebackers, they're all just getting a little older and a little better, right? So are we talking about a team that's aging? No, it's actually growing up.
Right.
So we're not talking about, oh, they've passed their prime, they're too old, right? Their window's closed. No, it's just now opening.
None of their key guys are not even approaching, aren't even close to approaching 30.
Thank you very much. Dak and Amari did have a whole offseason to get even better on their wavelength and their rapport and their connection they did not have last year.
How can Dak do all that getting better when he got to shoot 10 commercials?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think boy, every time I looked up, there's more video of him throwing to Amari.
Well, what about the commercials that you see him on TV?
Still had a whole offseason, and Amari walked in the door in midseason last year, and it's hard to get on the best same page, right? Okay, so that's a big plus for me. Travis Frederick is back at center, and I'm gonna hope or suppose that he's gonna be 100%.
Okay.
And that could mean Pro Bowl, maybe even All-Pro center is back. That's a big deal to me.
What about your right guard? Back. You know,
well, he's got a back. I know, but he'll be okay.
And you know what happened with back? Oh, you said that about Ty Smith. Remember Ty Smith had that bad back?
Yep.
And you say he'll be okay.
I think he's 1,000%.
No, I'm just saying.
Speaking of back, Jason Witten is back.
Oh,
and that's a big deal because he's a bona fide Hall of Fame bound. Am I right?
Yes.
difference maybe?
Based on what he did, not what he's going to do moving forward.
We saw the greatest tight end ever get enshrined on
Saturday night. You see him every day.
Huh?
I heard that. Did you hear that?
You see the greatest tight end every day. You work across from him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, who did I see get enshrined?
I don't know who that was
the other night.
No,
I mean, you were watching and he was talking.
Let him say
right?
Shannon?
I don't know. That guy was really good. That Gonzalez guy.
I let Skip have a little moment here and there.
Okay. Robert Quinn is an upgrade over Randy Gregory, who might or might not be.
And what happened to him yesterday?
He broke his hand, but he is. Okay. They say he will be full bore, 100% ready to go for opening Sunday.
And what do you happen? Like normally when you break your hand, what do you have to wear on the Skip? Soft cast.
Okay.
Have to wear that boxing glove thing. I mean, how you a D lineman with one hand?
4 or 5 weeks, it could heal. Completely heal.
Okay.
I'm okay. And I told you from the start, Randall Cobb is a little upgrade over Cole Beasley. I respect Cole, but I think Randall Cobb's a little better because every time I was betting against Aaron Rodgers, it seemed like Randall Cobb caught another big pass.
That's the problem. You bet against A-Rod. Why would you do something like that?
I think I just gave you glasses half full because glass is getting fuller. It's just going up, up, up. And by the way, I look back at what happened last year, and I'm talking about clutch closing. Do you realize that they could have easily gone 14-2 last year because they lost some close games.
What about those close games? Instead of going 8-2 and 10 close games, 7 points or fewer, what if they go 2-8? How you feel?
Okay, but my quarterback has a long history. He's led this league.
He ain't got no long history.
Last 3 years of game-winning drives.
Well, that's a long history, huh?
Well, wouldn't you bet on that?
No, I would not.
I think we have a big body of work for my quarterback.
Well, we already got a big bet.
Let's quickly look at what happened last year. They opened at Carolina and
lost.
It was a one-score game, and my offense had the ball back twice to go tie the score late.
And what happened?
And he's throwing to Deontay Thompson, who lasted 6 more games and got cut by this team because he's not a number 1. He's not even a number 2. And then what happened? How about the Seattle game? Who lost the Seattle game? Did Zeke not have a big drop and then a big late fumble?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But that threw one hot, too.
Okay, but those glanced off receivers' hands because he didn't have anybody he had a rapport with. Didn't have a number 1 receiver. Can I keep going? How about the Houston game? It goes back and forth between Deshaun and Dak and Dak and Deshaun, and finally they make one play because they got they don't have just a number 1. They got DeAndre Hopkins, who's the best receiver in pro football, and he broke that game open in overtime. Am I right? Okay, so that's a loss. These are games they lost. What about the game at Washington? My quarterback was an absolute warrior.
He was an absolute disaster.
No, he threw for 120 yards just in the fourth quarter.
How many yards did he have total?
And what happened? Clank off the left upright at the buzzer, right? And why was that? Because a bogus 5-yard penalty got called on the long snapper for wrongly touching.
He twitched the ball.
You can't. Every long snapper does that. Everyone does that. It was absolute robbery. So there's another one. I'm showing you games they could have won.
Okay, what about, you keep telling me that Dak threw for 120 yards in the fourth quarter, but he only had 200 for the game. So what did he do the other 3 quarters? How many yards did he have?
Did he drive him down and put him in position to go to overtime? You better believe he did.
But I want to know who fumbled that ball that Lay got a scoop and score. Who did that?
Well, he did. But he also put him in position to win the football game. They had all the momentum.
You don't get credit if you put points on the board, but in the same game, you take points off the board and put them on the board for the opposing team. That's what your guy did.
And then what happened against Seattle? My guy just took the game over with arm and legs, right?
Okay.
He was the star of that game.
Why did he
and then what happened against the Rams?
He took an L.
Where'd Zeke go?
He took an L.
What happened to Zeke? He's the driving force. Wait a second. He's the straw that stirs the drink.
No, he the
Nobody can stop him.
No, he the drink.
If you're the drink, it doesn't matter how you strategize against him. You can't stop him.
Because here's the thing, Skip. See, people get caught up when James Bond said he wanted a martini. Shaken, not stirred. It doesn't matter if it's shaken or stirred. What's the drink? It's the martini that's at the plate.
To James Bond, it matters.
No,
he's not going to drink it. He's not going to drink it stirred. It has to be shaken.
It's the martini.
No, it's shaken.
So
martini.
Zeke is the martini.
Oh, really?
Dak is the olive. Yeah, they don't make it.
He's the olive.
Who eat olives?
You don't need it.
Cowboys,
It's there.
Cowboys choked on that martini. They did. They just gagged.
Look, I know Wade Phillips. And Wade Phillips said Zeke Elliott does not beat me. He said Zeke Elliott is not beating me, and that quarterback can't beat me. We can't lose.
Boy, if the quarterback had gotten the ball back one more time in another one-score game, we might be having a real different conversation.
He had the ball.
He did not have the ball. Jared Goff ran for 19 yards on 3rd down.
I know, but he had it before Jared Goff.
It was Jenny's fault.
He had it before Jared.
It all goes back to Jenny at the game as a fan, Skip. I won't do it again. I won't do it again. No more Cowboys games for me.
Go to any game you want to, Jenny. I got tickets for you.
Thank you. That's so nice of you. Appreciate it. I'll be just fine going to those games. Is this Tom Brady's final season in New England? Former Pro Bowler Antonio Cromartie is here. We'll discuss with him next.